Hello, beautiful people. Roguelite is a hard genre of game to pin down. It's exploded over the years, not just in popularity. What was once a standard no longer has bounds. We got an FPS, RTS, RPG, and even bigger AAA games joining in. For me, it's a genre I have a strong love for. Sometimes. But I don't always have time to chisel away at the rock of progression they present. Luckily, every now and then, a game shows up to get me hooked again. I don't want to sound biased, but top-down roguelikes seem to be my jam lately. And OTXO might be one of the best I have played yet.
OTXO?
OTXO is Russian for wolf. Ignore how I say that. I just know that, trust me. It's essentially the roguelike version of Hotline Miami, but better. Maybe. I mean, that game is a classic and won't be dethroned anytime soon, but OTXO is absolutely wonderful. It matches the speed and difficulty of Hotline, but adds subtle changes that make the game stand out on its own, most notably the bullet time technique. And how it's used here. Most games add a bullet time as a last resort, or to just look cool, but in OTXO, you need it. Enemies react faster than you, and bullets fly even faster. Slowing down time gives you the ability to manage all the elements stacked against you. What seems like a nightmare becomes a manageable situation with the proper use of it. But that's not to say the game is easy. With progression, it adds more enemy types not just kill you, but disorientate you. Like these goo launchers that stop you dead in your tracks, make them a priority. Lizards that can turn a safe room into a death trap. And these mounted gunners that act like a roadblock for your planned route. The game is different from Hotline Miami, where the goal is to clear a floor in the most efficient way, constantly replaying them after death to get the perfect run, so to speak. Well, here it's about getting it right the first time and as fast as possible to get the most amount of points, i.e. coins. But even with all this difficulty, you can have all the guns you need. Enemies drop whatever guns they are carrying, and you can switch out until you find your preference. And we all have our own little joys. I enjoy a cool LMG or really any machine gun because my aim sucks. Most are fun, the grenades though, man do they explode great. But not so great as picking them up, which is the one flaw of this game. Why is it so hard to pick up grenades around guns? Sorry for that, but luckily there are some rifles and pistols which do a great job too. Silenced pistols are great if you want to sneak up on people. But just remember, enemies have the same cool guns and they know how to use them just as well, if not better. In fact, enemy AI is surprisingly intricate. They will run at you, but if you're firing, most of them will hide around a corner as to not be shot to pieces. But if you're fast enough and the level allows, you can run around and hit them from the back. The floors have a lot of doors, but luckily they never become a bore. You can plan a route ahead. Some rooms have multiple doors so you can find the best one to breach in order to kill enemies quickly before they can get a shot off. The game isn't random in design. The developers designed 150 floor sets that the game cycles between, and some are more fun than others, one having glass walls that enemies can see and shoot through, while the sauna has mist fogging up your UI, so you can't even see your health, and maybe you can miss some enemies. This wouldn't be a roguelike without some sort of progression after every loop. And OTXO has the drink system. After every few areas, you arrive at a bar and you can buy a drink that gives certain boosts. My favorite, the one that allowed me to block bullets. Overpowered, yes, but damn if it wasn't fun. You can also unlock more drinks by giving coins to the lady next to the bar and a toy dispenser to unlock more guns. Before runs, you can also dictate what weapons are in them. I got rid of shotguns because I like precision. Damn it. This game might be the most stressful roguelite I have ever played, and it gets even worse with the bosses. These aren't the hardest bosses I've ever faced, but the way they keep getting progressively more unhinged during a fight makes me shrivel up as I sweat out all moisture from my body. It's fantastic. The game is surprisingly fair too, since the game has no progression system like other roguelites where you'll be able to increase your health or damage. This means the game has to have a good difficulty curve, and the times I've died hasn't been due to the game being unfair, but instead me making mistakes or being cocky. Mostly being cocky. Now if you got this far and you're interested, but also a little hesitant at playing something like this, don't worry. I have some tips for you to help you get started. Tip 1. Go to options and turn off all the flashing and screen shake. If you're like me and that stuff just gives you a headache, this will help a lot. Tip 2. Take the levels room by room. Don't worry about score until you feel more confident running in like a maniac. Tip 3. Stick to the pistols. Good damage, range, accuracy, and turns people into paste fast enough. Tip 4. Let the bullet time refresh after every room. It takes longer, but you'll get more confident with every room. Tip 5. Like and subscribe to this video. By click, I mean have fun. OTXO is one of the hidden gems of last year.
OTXO. It's not that hard.
And it deserves all the praise it gets. I didn't even mention the story and the cryptic way it opens the door to interpretation. Mostly because I wasn't paying enough attention. And mostly because
I started blasting. Bang! Bang!
Now, thank you for watching the video. I hope you try out OTXO and let me know of any roguelites you have played and loved recently. Thanks again, and see you next time.